Okay, folks, we're about to start. A friend of mine once said to me, if you're ever doing public speaking, you should start off by saying that you'd like to thank your underpants for the support they're about to give you. And looking at this crowd, I think that's appropriate. Well done. Thank you very much indeed for coming along. My name's Ewen Stewart. I'm the head of legal support for Motorcycle Law Scotland. And I don't know why, but for my sins, I'm now your Michael McIntyre for tonight. And I'm going to lead you through the events. Before we go any further, certain things we've got to do. If there's a fire, exits are there, at the back, over there. I haven't done that since I worked with EasyJet. They're also over there. And the other thing is, if you need a wee, you don't need to put your hand up. You just go through that door, and you'll be all right, and you'll find your way around. We don't have the police officer here that we are expecting. He's coming, but hasn't arrived. So we're going to have to rejig things just a little bit, but I'll explain to you what we were doing and what we're going to do. So what we were going to do was we're going to reenact the scene of a road traffic collision involving a motorcyclist. We're going to work with our friends at Scottish Fire and Rescue Service and demonstrate safe helmet removal, which they will do on a course called Biker Down. If you've not been on Biker Down, Stevie Davie, our fire officer here, is going to talk you through how to get on that course. It's absolutely superb, well worth going on it. Thereafter, we were going to have the police arrival and what they would do at the scene of an accident and talk you through all of their stuff. That's the bit that's going to miss out. We will jump forward and we will come back to that when the inspector arrives and is suitably reprimanded for being late. Why are we here? Well, we're here primarily to keep people safe, to try and reduce the number of casualties. It's not a lecture. It's not to tell anybody off. It's not to say we are better than you, far from it. It's to work together and try and get more motorcyclists out for a run and coming home without having to come home via the hospital or a mortuary where they don't come home. That's quite hard-hitting. Some of the video you see will also be hard-hitting and may trigger emotion. Don't be afraid to stand up and leave if you've suffered something that's triggered. Don't be afraid to talk to us. Again, I'll refer to my colleague over here, the fire officer, who is the fire service champion for mental health. There's no shame in it. If you need it, go and speak to Stevie, or any one of us will be able to point you in a direction for that. So there are some trigger points, just be warned. We're also here tonight to raise money for the Scottish charity Air Ambulance, and I know that you've been absolutely magnificent buying raffle tickets. We've got loads of money in the pot. Times are hard. If you've already done it, great. If you haven't done it, we will find you. Okay, let's move on. This is why we're here.
Good look out, please, at all times.
And you'll be first on scene.
Six, you're reading LT5.
Runway 21, right-hand circuit east. Okay, I see a group of people
I've said before, and I'll say it again, I don't think any of us have ever phoned the charity air ambulance and said, I'm going out for a run on my bike, could you pick me up from a ditch in Glencoe in about half an hour? You never know the minute when you're going to need these guys. It's all done by charity. There's no grant given to them by anybody else. So literally everyone in this room, we all keep them up in the air, and you never know the minute you're going to need them. So that's the other reason why we're here, is to raise some money. In a second, we're going to have a motorcycle accident.
Oh dear, there's been a terrible accident. And he just happens to land on this platform so everybody can see him as well. Hello, can you hear me? No response, having a wee look. Appears to be unconscious and he's not breathing. Hi there, are you able to help me at all? Can you give me assistance? Can I have any assistance from you? Hi there, what's your name, mate? Mick. Okay, I'm going to ask you, have you had any first aid training before?
A little bit.
Right, you stay with me, I'm going to get you to give me a hand. Hi sir, what's your name?
My name's Ewan.
Right, Ewan, could you do me a favour? Could you please phone for all emergency services to be here, and once you've done that, come back to me and let me know you've done it.
No
And
problem.
we'll take it from there, okay? Right, Mick, what we're going to do is, casualty's unconscious, not breathing. I have checked the surrounding area for any dangers. There does not appear to be any at all. And what we're going to do is, we're going to have to take the helmet off this person, and you're going to assist me, all right? Right, first of all, I'm going to take myself and put myself down next to this. I've now stabilised the head, and what I'd like you to do is lift up the visor, and I want you to remove the chin strap.
Yep.
Now, as luck would have it, he's not wearing any glasses. We've taken off the cheek pads.
Sorry, guys.
It's all right. We've taken off the cheek pads as well. We're trying to create as much space as possible within this helmet. And now what I'm going to ask you to do, Mick, is I want you to take your left hand, and I want you to place it underneath the neck and grab a hold of the neck, but not too firmly, and take support for it.
Yep.
Now what I want you to do is take your right hand, make a C shape, and hold on to the bottom of his chin. You're going to take control of that chin there. You're going to make sure that this head stops from moving about.
Mate, can I interrupt? That's the police on their way, but they might be a wee bit late.
That's the usual.
I've asked for a helicopter because he's lying on a plinth.
Oh, well, that's what we need.
And we're also going to ask for the fire brigade to come because of the fuel spillage out the bike.
They're absolute heroes, so they are. Right, so I'm going to start taking this helmet off. You tell me when you've got control.
I've got control.
Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to remove the helmet by gently tipping it backwards and forwards, gripping on the side of the helmet. Tell me when I get near to the nose, please.
Yep, very near to it.
Now I'm going to remove the helmet.
Not clear of the nose.
Okay, as slowly as I can, putting that away. And I'm going to use these handily placed cheek pads underneath. And I've now got control of this head.
Okay.
Now, I want you to do me a favour. Going to take over from me just now, because I can hear someone shouting my name. Left hand on. Right hand off. Thank you.
I think that's the fire service just getting changed in the wings. He should be here. No, he'll be here in a minute. We should have had a video showing you that, but I can't seem to get it to work.
That's the fire service is now in attendance. So the fire service is now in attendance. We would take control of a few things. 9 times out of 10, folks, you will have fire service in attendance before Police Scotland turn up, because they never turn up anyway, and the Scottish Ambulance Service. Scottish Ambulance Service are stretched beyond their capacity. So the good thing about a fire service turn up is we have a minimum of 4 crew on the appliance. We all have a decent amount of first aid training as well. We have a defibrillator on the machine, we have medical oxygen, and we work as a team. And we're there in some cases for quite a long time. And even when the Scottish Ambulance Service turn up, it takes them time to get their equipment set up as well. In order to help you guys understand what you can do if you come across an accident involving a motorcyclist, we have the Biker Down Scotland scheme. It is a free course. It lasts 3 hours. It is split into 3 sections. The first section is what I said straight away, scene safety. There is no point in anybody here putting themselves in danger and making the rescuer needed to be rescued. So we have a talk about things, what to look for, the do's and don'ts. The important thing, as I said to you earlier, when I asked them to go do something, I also asked them to come back to me to confirm he had done it. You don't want to be in a scenario where there's two people going, well, I thought you phoned the ambulance. No, I thought it was you. So we talk about relevant things. So once we've covered that, we then move on to Module 2, which is we are allowed to teach 5 different things. Now, we're not encased in a big metal shell. We're more susceptible to loss of limb and catastrophic bleeding. So, how to apply a makeshift tourniquet, how to carry out CPR, how to use a defibrillator. The picture you've seen on the screen earlier is a classic example of something you'll never witness, which is a casualty lying on their back in the middle of the road like a starfish. That doesn't happen. We tend to find motorcyclists that are in ditches, they're up against trees and hedges. So when it comes to the point where the casualty is unconscious and not breathing, we have to do what's called a controlled roll, where someone takes control of the head and we have other people gently move them from their front onto their back. And lastly, and more importantly, we will teach you how to remove a helmet from someone who is unconscious and not breathing. And that's where there's a bit of dubiety. So we have a chat, we have practical demonstration, and everybody goes away with a bit more knowledge and understanding of what to do. The final section we cover is what we class the science of being seen. Like myself, everybody puts a high-vis vest on, thinks everybody can be seen. It doesn't always work like that. Sometimes dark colours work better, and we have a chat about everything with you. We also talk about road positions. It's an introduction to the Institute of Advanced Motoring as well, and also the rider refinement scheme for Police Scotland too. To be made aware of when our courses are held and where they're held, if you go onto the Biker Down Scotland Facebook page, there are a couple of email addresses, but that's where we advertise our dates. You will go to the relevant email address. For the west, that's cover Motherwell. For the east, myself, that covers Fife, Clackmannanshire, and also places like Callander. And then we've got the north as well. Any questions as well, please feel free to reach out. I monitor the one for the east, and I'm quite happy to answer any questions at all. But just keep an eye out on the Facebook page. We will put our dates of availability. It's normally, we do them at a weekend, but there are certain occasions where we will do them at midweek because not everybody works relevant shifts. And that's it.
I can hear a helicopter coming to get rid of him. Hopefully. Come on, helicopter, come on. Okay, so the casualty can be evacuated. We'll get his PIN number in case he doesn't make it. No, that's, I'm only kidding. It's just a little bit of a reenactment to show you, hopefully, the biker down part of this in a practical sense.